Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the workshop. It's fantastic to have you here because we're working on a Viking sword and today is episode 16 and I am excited to be dipping my toes into crafts and skill sets that I do not have and trying to apply them to this sword right now. That skill set that we're trying to dip our toes into is engraving, and on yesterday's episode you saw us leave off finishing side A, going to side B of our upper guard on the Viking sword. We cut out the rough design. Today we need to undercut that design so that we can inlay some fine 24 karat gold. It is fantastic to have you here, and I very much hope you enjoy. Thank you. So in yesterday's episode I made up 2 chisels and we are going to test them. And again, to reiterate, the principle is instead of cutting away the material, we deform it by angling a chisel into the groove that we made with only a 90-degree graver. So let's have a look. Does it look all right? Oh golly, I could do with a microscope. It looks like it's worked. It's very difficult to see, but we now have an undercut on one side, which means our groove currently looks like that little pencil drawing. So now we need to do the inside of that line. The funny thing is, I'm actually not doing that inside of the line right now. I'm just deepening up the line that we did make, though. I think it could be better. We're gonna try the thinner chisel we made. Golly, I could do with a microscope. Oh. UPS is... That's the weirdest thing. You say you need a microscope and then 2 packages show up? Yeah, that definitely looks like a microscope. Right, let's make sure everything's connected so it doesn't fall off by the time I lift it up. This is gonna go great. It's gonna go great. Oh. Okay. That's about working height, I think. Okay, so that's where the camera will go. Feels like it's a long way away. I think I'm missing something. Ah! That makes way more sense. So it is off with the optivisors. No longer craning my neck to get down to the work. And it is on to the fancy schmancy microscope. Yes, indeed. Why a microscope? Well, with these you have to get these very close to your workpiece to enable to see what you're doing. And the magnification of them is still not crazy, super duper huge. Some of the most amazing engraved work in the world was done without even the benefits and the luxuries of this, let alone a microscope. But as I am at the very early stages of engraving, I think that being able to see my work as clearly as a microscope is going to allow is going to give me the best shot of increasing my precision and accuracy as fast as possible. This will take some of the strain off my eyes and it's going to give me amazing levels of visibility on the details of the work that I'm doing. So this is pretty exciting. It's got a little light on it so we can light the work, and the best part is we are going to be set up to hopefully be able to record some amazing video footage through this microscope because it is a trinocular microscope. I'm super excited. You'll also see I had to lower the engraving vise. Because this microscope, it has a set distance that it'll focus at. I pull focus by lifting this up and down. I zoom right here, and so this distance here is a nice intermediary distance for my focus pulling for the actual engraving vise to be at. So this is going to be a pretty exciting little addition as we go on for these last 3 panels of engraving this piece. And speaking of which, I believe we were doing some undercutting, so I think we should hop right back into it. Trouble is, I can't see my tools anymore. Right, let's get back in this line here. Oh, messed up already. Oh, this is so cool. I can see so much. Wow. Well, time to knead a tool, make a tool, break a tool, fix a tool. What? It looks so much bigger under the microscope. It still looks like a perfectly good tool to my eye now. Wow, my tools look way uglier under 22.5 times magnification. That's my finger! Oh, this is just unbelievable what I can see. Sweet goodness. Wow! This is fascinating. Look, it looks like I broke that out as I came into that channel. That's a lesson learned. Coming into a channel sideways, I break out that piece of steel, and then that bleeds that line over. Fascinating. This is amazing! This is mind-blowing. just how clear this is. And oh my goodness, this is unreal what I can see. Whoa, that's so cool! This microscope, oh my goodness, the clarity, what I can see, how the mistakes show up, how unbelievably quickly I'm able to still, it's unbelievable, it's mind-blowing. It is I don't know about life-changing, but it feels pretty life-changing right about now. It's the craziest thing to be able to zoom in and see the effect of my work like this. See exactly where the undercuts are. See where my sloppy cuts have left ugliness. See where I've got heel chatter from sloppy cuts. See all this detail. It's unbelievable. And it's so oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is such a good tool. This is such a good tool. To see where my tools are damaged and dull just by looking at them, to see so clearly the effect of every little change in angle. It is shocking, and I could not believe the amount of increase in accuracy and dexterity that the increase in vision gives me. It's mind-blowing, just completely mind-blowing. As it stands right now, we have undercut all the way to this area right here. We now have to undercut the head, and boy am I excited, because I can now see my work so clearly, and it is just a joyous thing. So now with that undercut degreased, I've blown out as much of the schmoo as physically possible with the air compressor. It's time for some more gold inlay, my favorite part. I'm gonna be using this again. This is a hammer action handpiece. This currently has my little stippling point on it, but we'll change that out to this. This is about a 3 or 4 millimeter, slightly domed and polished head. So I'm gonna get this set up really nice and high. I've really found that the less I have to lift this up to access my work, the less this has to curve, the nicer it is to do it. I'm trying to think about how I'm gonna be able to view my work with the microscope, and so I'm going to try and tilt it back, which will hopefully give me some better access to my work if I do the work tilted too. Of course, I can't get this directly under it, and I won't be able to see what I'm doing if I do. I also need my trusty gold baking pan, complete with 2 new holes because I welded on the tabs in the other direction when we cut down our engraving vise stand. We've got to make up some more gold wire the right sizes. So let's get to it. It's on with the border. There we go. The gold is all finally in. Woo! That was an ordeal. It was really fun doing this area, the face of the beast, taking that gold around those corners, making that little round piece there. Oh, by the way, everything looks really, really, really weird magnified this much. The next episode is gonna include me chiseling off all the gold, making sure to not hit too much of the steel, and this magnification is obviously gonna help with that. Just a huge amount. Once the gold is off, we're then gonna stone it all flush. And there is something, something that I would like to do with one of these bad boys. I think that a garnet would make a lovely, lovely eye, but that's asking a lot of skills that I don't yet have. One thing that I really want to quickly cover, lots of you guys were wondering whether I had missed a spot in the lower left-hand corner. I hadn't missed a spot. The way that I designed this and had the frame cover the beast certainly looks like I missed a spot. But this here is the leg of the animal, which comes down along with the tail below that hip area where that scroll is. So that is not background that should have been removed. What it is, however, is a design that could have been very much improved upon to make it not seem at first glance like it is an error. It is intentional, and I'm going to follow through with that on the other guard because the whole plan is to have them look like they are the same design. Thank you for the questions and comments about that though, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing you on the next episode. By the way, did you see that shirt that I was wearing at the beginning of this episode, the forged steel with the design lines on it? It's pretty awesome. That is available at the website alecsteelshop.com. I'd be thrilled if you went and grabbed that as a cool piece of clothing. We also have this awesome Touchmark shirt, which I love. It is embroidered on this particular one. That's available there too. I can't wait to see you on the next episode where we keep cracking on this piece and keep making progress. Thank you for joining me. As ever, thank you for your comments and critiques. I will see you tomorrow on the next episode.